Hello, my name's Uncle Dave. Uh, I've been disturbed by this events in Newton, Connecticut. It's a school shooting. Uh, it's got us all into a frenzy, but I'm worried more about the people that are in the media, because they're the ones that have actually gone crazy. Now, let's quote Ron White. Ron's a smart man, I think. And he says, "You can't fix stupid." Well, stupid is up and about and around and on the TV constantly. From the Sunday, December 16th New York Post, one of the main articles, headlines, mother made kid slay madman. She taught post-divorce firearms mania. She created a monster. It's like 10,000 hours short and zombies have been set loose on the country. So we've got this woman that to make headlines, they've written about how she turned her son Adam into a killing machine. And they make little statements. Like they said, she had a small arsenal. I'm not sure what a small arsenal is. I'm thinking it's sort of like half pregnant. But yet this happened in Connecticut, and they have the toughest gun laws in the United States. So we're going to pass some more laws, they think. Now I'm 75 years old. I probably owned my first gun when I was 10. It was a Stevens single shot 22. So for 65 years I've had guns. I've never shot anybody. That's the majority, the vast majority of the gun owners in the United States. But there's people that want to crack down on everybody, the gangbangers, the drunks, and the pillheads, the ones that go out and really cause the troubles. If you want to get an education, watch Cops. If you can find some not Cops marathon that ran 24 hours, watch the whole thing. Watch some of these other reality crime shows. Look at who's doing the shooting. Now in Connecticut, you're not able to possess a firearm in public. And I'm going from notes here. Usually I don't do these from notes, but I've got so many things I want to cover. I don't want to leave anything out. But you can't, in Connecticut, you can't have a firearm in public or in the schools. Now this did not prevent this young man from stealing his mother's guns, breaking into school, and killing 20-some people. How are you going to outlaw that? I've got one original idea that I haven't heard yet from any of these brilliant people that get on the TV and tell us how we ought to live. But let's outsource our gun control to Mexico. They are experts at it. There's just, we just had a Marine spent 4 months in a Mexican jail over a little gun violation that didn't amount to a hill of beans. They really cracked down on him. So let's get those people up here and let them run part of our country. They want to do it anyway. They actually think they're smarter than we are. So look, well, we just had a man with an umbrella that was stopped by the police. He was on a school campus, was walking with an umbrella. It was reported that he might have a gun. So the police stopped him and hassled him, arrested him, and then they even held him for questioning. Now that brings a lot of questions to my mind. What questions do you ask a man who's walking down the street with an umbrella? Have you got a terrorist here? What is this? We make a big deal out of it because we're trying to, everybody wants to act like they're doing something and they ain't doing shit. Then they arrested a man with a 2-by-4. It was where they didn't want him to be. And on the 2-by-4 he had taken a felt tip marker and written assault rifle. Well, this sounds like a dangerous lunatic. Let's stop him. And they held him for questioning. And then, of course, the media's covering all this, making big things out of it. Now, here's a headline that really tells you and me about the media. Headline: Man arrested in Tennessee home tied to Taylor Swift. Boy, that was, I thought I died and gone to heaven if I could be someplace tied to Taylor Swift for even 5 minutes. But apparently, this fellow wasn't actually tied with a rope to Taylor Swift. He was in a home that Taylor might have owned or was renting. But that headline ran for several days. And things like this confuse people. When you're dealing with the media, pay attention to what they're saying. What they tell you. Anytime you see a headline that ends with a question mark, you can just about bet money that whatever question is that they're asking, they don't have the answer to. So, we've got a lot of people who are wanting to pray now. We should have prayed before the shooting if we were going to pray. Gun control, they think that that's going to solve the problem. Well, look at Mexico. And I mentioned a while ago that we ought to let Mexico control our firearms laws. Well, if you didn't see the irony or the humor in that statement, you're part of the problem, because you think all that stuff is face value, and it's crap. So what are we going to do? We're going to mill around. You've got all these talking heads on TV, and you've got talking heads in the newspaper too. Sometimes they just show a little bitty picture of them, but it's a talking head. And everybody's wanting to get in there and give their opinion when they're really lacking understanding of the situation. They won't let us say fuck on TV. We can't say nigger. We can say the F word or the F-bomb. We can say the N word. But I'd like to bring back a word that's kind of gone out of style, out of use, for about the same reason. And that word is retarded. Retarded. There's a lot of it going around. And it's passing for good sound thinking. People want to bring back the assault weapon ban. Well, nobody really knows what an assault weapon is. They kind of know what it looks like. And they just go from there. It's kind of like pornography, you know, they know it when they see it. Assault weapon is a military weapon that will fire probably single rounds or work on automatic fire. If you want to have one of those type of guns in your possession, and this goes for the Thompson submachine gun that the criminals back in the 30s and 40s favored. You don't just go down to Target and buy one. You've got to go through a deal with the sheriff, you're investigated, fingerprinted, photographed. It's going to take you several months to get a permit to have this fully automatic weapon, and it's going to cost you $500. So most of these weapons that we want to call assault rifles are just rifles. Now, they passed that assault weapon ban, and that was a big joke. They named several features of a gun, and if a particular gun had 3 or more of those features, it was an assault rifle. I can't remember them all, but one was a pistol grip, a detachable magazine, a bayonet, a muzzle brake, a flash hider, and that really wasn't what an assault rifle was, but that's what they banned, and we kept that apparently for 10 years, which didn't seem to help. Now they want to ban them again. Now, I'm actually totally 1,000% against gun control, but I can go along with doing away with these large capacity magazines. Now, I've owned an AK-47 and I've had some 30-shot magazines. I probably didn't need them, but I got them. But you can buy 100-shot magazines for that AK. Surely somebody doesn't need that. So maybe we're going to let them ban these big magazines. But the thing about the gunners, the people that are against guns, they're never satisfied. So pay attention to what's going on in the news. Pay attention to the fact that most of those people don't know what in the hell they're talking about. They're retarded, and they don't mind getting out and broadcasting their retardation far and wide. So it's more hysteria. There's no K in the word. It's kind of like the Million Mom March. Just a bunch of lunatics running around wanting to make the world over to sit what they think it ought to be. And one gal went to a lot of expense to remove the pipe from Santa. She thinks it's a bad influence for Santa to be smoking. That's the mindset you've got there that we have to worry about, because these people want to run your life and the country. If I think anything else I want to talk about, I'll be back.